We are going to study the line command in this video. So your line command can be activated in a couple of different ways. One, you have the icon on your draw ribbon panel. So this is your line command. The second way you can activate that is simply by typing in the letter L and hitting enter. It'll automatically bring the command up. So what do you need to know to create the line command? You need to understand where X and Y are located on your screen. X is your horizontal, Y is your vertical. You need to understand the Cartesian coordinate system of indicating points, because with your line command you can do it multiple ways to put in the endpoints. So your command line at the bottom of your screen, so where I'm circling with my cursor here at the bottom, that's my line command, is active. It's asking for me to specify my first point. My cursor on my screen, as I move it around, those numbers are following based on that specific X and Y location at the cursor point. So if I know, or I'm given in my sketch exactly where I should start, then I can put those points in. These are always going to start out first point in absolute, because that's the easiest. Absolute means coming from 0, 0. So my start point may be 0, 0. My start point may be 50, 50. Whatever that number is, that's what I'm going to type in. Or if I'm using my grid and my snap functions, I may just simply be finding that grid point on my screen and picking it. Once I have picked the first point, you have, again, multiple ways of getting to the end of it. So do I know how long the line is? So I got to know the distance from point to point. Is that distance a straight line distance? Is it giving me a coordinate point again? So it may say, okay, your next point is over 2, up 1. So I would have to type that in. Your dynamic input does not automatically default to absolute, nor does it default automatically to typing in 2, 1. So it will merge that direction really quickly once you start identifying, but what you're seeing on your screen with your dynamic is something based on an angle and a distance. So direct distance input, that's what this is called. If I know how long the line is, in this case it's 5 from my screen, but let me say it's just 2.5, then I need to get my cursor going the direction it needs to go and type in the distance that I want and hit enter. That's 1. Now if I knew the line was at a coordinate of 2, 1, but that 2, 1 was in relationship to what? The previous point or 0, 0. Two different methods, by absolute or by relative. So relative means from the current endpoint, so where it's connected to the other line currently is the first endpoint. From there, if I needed to go 2 over 2 up 1 unit, then I need to be able to put that value in. So AutoCAD says go right ahead, type in 2, comma. Now your dynamic has switched over to show you I've got an X in a box and I've got a Y in a box, and it's just simply waiting for me to put in the 1 and hit enter. So again, I can use dynamic input with straight line distances, or if I know what the angle is and I can get my cursor close enough to 45 degrees and I know the length of the line, I can allow that the cursor feeds at 45, just like I did at a 0-degree angle, and I can say that this line is now 2.5 at 45. So all I gotta do is hit enter and it fed that angle. Now if I can't get it to feed, if I can't get it to feed exactly the angle I want, so see, sometimes it's not going to do that, and it could be because I've got the snap turned on. Let me turn off my snap. See, I get a lot more options. But let's just say it's 125, but I'm not steady with my cursor, and I know the line is 2.5, so I put in the distance first, then I put in the less than symbol. So I have to hold down my shift key, less than, and then put in whatever that angle is and hit enter. That's called a polar distance. So anytime you know the length of the line and you know an angle that it needs to be drawn at, you are using polar. Now, I can keep drawing all kinds of line segments just by picking points, but ultimately, if I can create all these in one continuous path and never stop my line command, then in my line option at the bottom, I have one for close, which says, okay, well, I'm done. I'm just going to hit C. It'll automatically go back to this first point. Or I've got object snaps that I can use as well. If for some reason I screw up one of these little segments, there's also the undo option inside the command, not the one at the top. If you do the one at the top, it's going to delete everything. So I'm going to use the one in the command, and I'm just clicking on it. I'm not typing in U, I'm just clicking. I can do that a couple of times and backtrack to where I messed up. So now I want to say my point should have been on this grid. Then I'm going to come back over 2.5. Now I'm closing it. I'm going to go down here and hit C for close on the command, again using my cursor to go down and do that. And it closed it back to the original start point. Even though I undid a few lines, it went back and closed back to the original start point because I never exited line. It also stopped the line command. So my segment is now finished. So that's how you're going to utilize the line command. I used multiple ways to get from point to point. I did absolute, I did relative, I did dynamic input, I did distance entry, and I used some of the tools that are built into the line command.